Hello, everybody. Welcome to our stream about R and F pigment sticks. Welcome to Art Prof. We are a global art party. This is the surface I'm going to be working on. Pantone Fredericks canvas panels. This is heather green. It's important for these oil sticks that you use a rigid surface. For example, you don't want to be doing this on a canvas that has any bounce to it, because the thing about these oil sticks is that you are going to be applying pressure. And so anything which is a little bit bouncy is going to make it tricky to work with. I have a set. This is the introductory set. There are 6 colors in here. And tell me in the comments, how many of you here have tried pigment sticks before and what has been your experience? The thing you have to know about these pigment sticks is that they come with a skin on top of them. Here, there's a piece of plastic, so we're just going to take that off. But this is very important to know, which is that right here, there is a skin. And so if I touch this, I'm not actually touching the paint. And so what I do is I just take, you could just take the palette knife and I just slice off the end of that. There are certainly more layers of skin down here. I don't know if I'm going to take them off in advance. We'll just have to see. But looking at this, these are the colors that I have to use today. Pretty limited, but that's why I'm going to be doing a landscape, which is going to be largely this orangey color. This is turkey red and also cadmium green pale, Naples yellow, turkey umber greenish. Oh, I wonder, I thought this was black. Well, I'm very interested to hear about that. This is neutral white, King's blue, and somebody did get me a separate one of titanium white. So we'll see how that goes. First thing is I did put on some Art Guard. This is a barrier cream. That way I make sure that I am keeping a barrier between my hands and the oil paint. Because the important thing to understand about pigment sticks is that they are literally oil paint in a stick form. So it says here they're made with linseed oil, pigment, natural waxes. They don't have any solvents or dryers. RNF calls it an oil stick with lipstick soft consistency. It's pretty soft lipstick that allows the artist to draw or paint directly on the surface without the use of a brush, tool, or a palette. However, I did get out and clean some brushes, because the thing that's hard about oil sticks is that they're just really blunt and difficult to control. So oftentimes what I'll do is I'll do some drawing with the stick and I'll go back in with my brushes, also my palette knife. I might also today try adding some cold wax medium, because these are pretty thick. All of the stereotypical oil paint supplies do apply here, because you can basically take oil paint and you can mix it. It's all the same thing. It's all oil paint. The difference is that this is in a big stick form. I have some colors left over from my cherry painting, and I might get these in here as well. Also, tell me in the comments, what did you have for breakfast? Very important part of an artist's day. I had cottage cheese and coffee. The reference image is in the video description below. So if you guys want to work with me on this or on any other project, remember that we absolutely love to share what people are doing in the Discord. You guys can see here, I've already uploaded a bunch of images of the supplies so you can get a sense for what I'm working with. And yes, I did spend about 15 minutes cleaning and reorganizing my rags. They were a total mess, like all bunched up and disgusting. And so here there's more information about the various supplies. And remember, if you guys post here during the live stream, which you're working on, I'll give you a shout out. Okay, let's give these a shot. I'm going to do a really, really quick sketch because this is not the type of thing that I want to just jump into. I do think it's necessary to have a sketch. So what I'm doing here, this is just Gamblin solvent-free medium, and I'm just putting a little bit into this burnt umber. This is Michael Harding. That's the paint. Because the whole thing about pigment sticks, what's really hard about it is how to get them to fit. And I'm going to do some really, really quick adjustments because I don't really like how even this is. And this is going to basically be a gesture drawing for this piece. I wanted to make trees on the side a lot higher. I'm not going to bother with a thumbnail, but I am going to change a couple things because I didn't like the way that the landscape was so even. I thought that didn't look so great. My adjustment is make this higher and then make this part lower so we have that difference in height. And I want to pull out some key rocks. I'm going to make this one over here really big. There's a lot of rocks in this image, but I want to have a couple that really hold things into place for me. There's a long one over here that stretches out. So to me, that one is an important landmark. And by the way, everybody, because we are doing an impressionistic painting workshop, it's coming up in 2 weeks. There's still spaces open. I thought it'd be fun for me to experiment with some impressionist techniques. Tell me in the comments, how many people here like impressionism? How many people don't know what I'm talking about, which is fine. Because I grew up with Impressionism. To me, Impressionism is quite nostalgic. We're going to get one really big rock in the foreground. This is going to help me in terms of scale. So what I'm doing right now is all of the rocks, I'm putting them in, but I'm changing the scale. So this one got really gigantic because this is the foreground. This one's also too big. And then I definitely want to get the trees in here, just a quick little sketch. Oh, and you know something else, you guys? You're going to really like this. Guess what? During the stream, the color ebook is 20% off. The retail price is $25, but if you buy it in the next 2 hours, it is going to be $20. I would get over there, you guys. The link is in the description. It has the coupon code is in the link. Go get it. Next 2 hours. After that, it goes back to $25, everybody. I would get in there because, you know something? I'm pretty proud of what we did with the color book. It was 10 times more work than I thought it was going to be, like everything else. But I learned a lot. I know I'm tooting my own horn, but there were so many things that the TAs talked about that just would never have occurred to me. And I feel very lucky that we were able to create something which to me felt very personal. It's very easy for things like color to quickly turn into this really academic thing that a lot of people don't like very much. It ends up looking very dry, which I don't like very much. Okay, and then a little bit of an outline for what's happening up here on the clouds. Okay, tell me in the comments who is drawing along with me or painting or whatever it is you're doing. Okay, we're going to jump in with some white. I'm going to start, let's try the neutral white because I don't think I want something that's bright. Oh, I forgot to press record. Okay, there we go. We're going to get this on the DSLR. Oh, shoot. I guess I do have to cut the side. Okay, because this is all, okay, this is all skin. So what I'm trying to do is just slice off the skin on the side because it was in the way. I want to be careful, though. I don't want to slice off everything and lose a lot of paint that's in here. But this is the key thing that people don't really know about pigment sticks if you've never used them before. Sometimes people are like, what happened? It doesn't work. I'm like, it's got a skin. You have to remember to take the skin off. And these are crazy soft. Okay, so there's the skin. Okay, we're going to just, oh my God. You guys, they're so soft. They're super, oh my God. I didn't know these were going to be so soft. Wow, I've used oil bars in the past. It absolutely is something I haven't used in, oh my gosh, many years. But oh my God, these are crazy soft. Like I don't remember oil sticks being this soft. Okay, that's nuts, you guys. Okay, I was not prepared for that, which makes them really fun, but I also think it's challenging because getting control over that is pretty difficult. So I'm just going to go in and block in some just chunks, and especially in between the trees. I like to paint in between so that we get a better sense. This is crazy soft. Oh my God. This is not lipstick, you guys. This is like, oh my God, how would I describe it? It's literally, okay, so if you had a chunk of butter that was a little bit melted, that's what these would be like. Okay, that's nuts, you guys. Oh man, I can tell these are going to be hard to control. I don't know, I was sort of hoping it'd be a little bit more rigid, like an oil pastel that I could really draw with it, but this feels more like I'm just throwing down strokes. And certainly I love the range of marks, but oh boy, this is not going to be easy to control, you guys. Oh man. All right, I was not anticipating that. Well, there you go. Oil paint in a stick. All right, everybody, let's see what all of you guys are saying in the chat. And a reminder, if you guys would like to share what you're making in the Discord, you can see over here, we have Butter. First time sitting down with watercolor since you found us last summer. I have a feeling it isn't like riding a bicycle. Yeah, not quite. Sorry about that. Going to try some sky sketches. And so fun to see your palette. I find when I'm teaching, when I look at somebody's palette, it's oftentimes very revealing in terms of somebody's technique. Gargi says they look so much fun, worried if they will run out too fast. Yeah, I think because they're just so soft. I could imagine running through one of those very fast. I wish I had like a big canvas because they are crazy blunt. And the thing is, I think this is the, I don't know, maybe they do have a smaller size. I know there's a bigger size that's like gigantic. Maybe somebody can look up, are there 3 sizes of RNF pigment sticks or are there only 2? The big ones are so expensive too. They're like $70 for one stick. I mean, they're wonderful quality. They're very good quality paints. So you would not be wasting your money. But yeah, if you're worried about running through them really fast, you're probably better off just using oil paint. Neil's asking, can you mix with these oil sticks to create new shades? Oh yeah, absolutely. In fact, they have, RNF makes a blending medium that you can use with the oil sticks. It's sort of like a colorless blender. You know, sometimes you see those with markers. It's that version, but with oil sticks. And certainly you can mix with them. That's something that I'm really looking forward to doing. Artscape says, I'm printing. We'll have a good time doing that. Oh, happy birthday, Neil. Thanks, everybody, for all the birthday wishes. Aliska says, I like how Impressionism doesn't hit you over the head with details, leaves a bit of work for the viewer. Yes, I think the thing about Impressionism is it really is suggestive. That's so different. So, for example, this is the Monet painting that I was looking at, his famous water lilies. And one of the things that I wanted to point out to everybody, oh, I guess it's not, I guess I can't look at it on full screen, but back here, the strokes are smaller, they're tighter, and then in the front, they get super, like you can see individual strokes. So I'm really hoping that I can do something like that, but with my rocks. And back here, I'll do shorter strokes. So this is something that he does with his brushwork that I'm hoping to do as well. Who's a Monet fan? Tell me in the comments. Or maybe there's another Impressionist artist that you like better. Maybe Mary Cassatt or Degas or Paul Cézanne, Alfred Sisley, Renoir. Actually, confession. I know, scandalous. I don't really like Renoir that much. I know. People really love his work, but I feel like everything's very smeared. I feel like Monet had a much better sense of structure, but also light. Renoir is a little too smeary. On the other hand, Renoir did so many figures. It's unfair to compare him to Monet's haystacks. Anne says, I do. I love Monet in the Garden. Is that a book, Anne? Because I feel like there's some book about him somewhere, but maybe I'm wrong. So Edie says, not fond of Impressionism. I don't like seeing the brushstrokes at all. Yeah, they're definitely not for everybody. Neil, you make it sound like you were right there during the 1800s when Impressionism happened. Yes, I used to hang out with Monet. We'd go meet up at the local cafe in France. Andrew says, I love paint sticks, but I've not tried these ones. Yeah, if you guys have used paint sticks, tell me what brand, because the RNF I recently discovered, but see, here's how old I am. When I was using oil sticks in high school, it was back when Winsor Newton made them, and they were called oil bars. Guess what? Winsor Newton doesn't make them anymore. I'm like old school art supplies. Unag says Cézanne is a favorite. Never liked Renoir for the same reason. His paintings look so fluffy. Oh, yes. Leah, absolutely. Seurat counts. Some of you guys may have seen his famous painting, Sunday in the Park with George, and I believe they made a musical about that as well. And, oh, Monet. Yes, big fan of Monet. I really, really like his portraits. Neil says, Renoir's figures look like jelly. Oh, thank you, Una. Okay, I will do the best I can to remember that. Thank you for the correction. And a reminder to everybody, if you have a question for me, please type in all caps question. Then it's easier for me to see your comment. And of course, if I miss your comment, which does happen fairly often, please retype into the chat. We do have limited time in terms of how many comments I can pull up, but I will do the best I can. Remember, everybody, 20% off for the next 2 hours. The retail price is $25, but you can get it for $20, but only for the next 2 hours. The link to that is in the description below. Okay, Whimsy Squirrel says Van Gogh and Paul Cézanne. Cézanne, I really like his still life paintings. For some reason, his landscape paintings, maybe because they're a little bit less saturated. I don't know. I just love that impressionist light that Monet does. I feel like Cézanne doesn't do that quite as much as Monet does. Okay, we're going to get back into it. I'm going to really jump around. I'm going to go straight for those rocks. We're going to do that with, what is this? Turkey red. Oh, shoot, I need to cut. Sorry, I didn't realize you had to cut so much off the side. So I just have a rag here that I'm just putting the skin onto. For me, they're a little bit too soft. I feel like if you work really big and you like impasto, this is perfect. I'm the type of person, I love looking at impasto paintings, but it's not really the way I work so often. But that's why the live streams are really nice, because it gives me an excuse to do all these techniques that I typically would never do in my own work. So tell me in the comments, if you paint, do you like to paint thick or thin, or maybe a little bit of both? I think I'm mostly a thin painter, not super thin. I do like big chunks of opacity. Oh God, these are terribly messy. Getting on everything. I'm gonna have to do a lot of cleanup. Okay. I'm just gonna block in some planes. Oh my gosh, that is, see, it's really wet. And let me take a photo so I can show you guys in the Discord really close up what it looks like, because it's so textured. Oh my God. This is going into the Art channel in the Discord, and that is under a live stream. So if you guys want to go there and take a look at some of these close-ups, this will give you a better sense of exactly what that's like. See, I had trouble making a plane, which, like, I'm trying to do like a nice full plane, but it's pretty hard. I think that's the thing about these, is that they're hard to control because they're just like super soft. And I find I am having to play a lot with pressure. Like even doing that, which is more geometric, that was a challenge. Like the oil stick did not want to do that. Let's try, this is Naples yellow. Oh gosh, I'm also noticing you guys have to keep them really separate. Like this one already has blue crap on it. Oh gosh, I can't let these touch each other. Yeah, look at this, it's like blue everywhere. Okay, I guess I have to keep them separate. Okay, this one also needs the skin taken off the side. I love impasto, and I love seeing painters like Lucian Freud. On the other hand, I was just at the Carnegie Museum of Art in Pittsburgh, and I got to see a Francis Bacon piece. And the Francis Bacon piece, a lot of the surface of the linen was still visible. And I loved that effect because that's not typically the way I do things. I don't usually like to show the white of the, or whatever, the linen is a little bit brownish. Oh my God, this is so messy. Look at this. I haven't even like done anything and it's so messy. So what I do is I'll just take my rag. And remember, I am wearing that barrier cream. And so actually I'm going to take more because I think I just rubbed off a whole bunch. This is Winsor & Newton Art Guard, and it is a barrier cream to make sure that there's a barrier between your skin and the pigment sticks. Okay. Actually, nah, I'm going to go back to here. I guess let's just do a really big plane. It's super slippery. That's what I'm having trouble with right now. It's so slippery that I'm trying to get to the edge. It's so slippery, it's hard to find any structure, which is one of the reasons why I thought it'd be perfect for impressionistic painting. Okay, I'm just going to chunk in a bunch of the rocks. I'm trying hard to get something of an edge, but it's difficult because the inherent stroke is really blunt. Oh my God, they're so slippery. Really tough to control. I think what I'm going to do is go in with a brush fairly soon. This one I'm going to make a lot bigger. Yeah, see, look at this. Like that is the stroke it naturally makes. It doesn't want to do the other strokes. Well, I'm wondering what would happen if I put my palette knife to this. We'll do that in a minute. I just want to get like this big chunk up here at the top. I think I need to jump around more. I'm getting a little too stuck on the shapes. Oh, that's better. Oh, okay. I like that. Yeah, I think I was just alarmed by how incredibly soft it is. Let's do that. Let's jump around way more. I really should have been doing that to begin with. Ah, that's better. Okay, I like that pace. It's just every time you use a new material, it takes a little time. Tell me in the comments, what's a new material that you recently tried and why did you decide to try it? I was very excited to use the cold wax medium. That was really fun. That's a new material I hadn't used before. Oh my God. I'm finding these extremely hard to control. So if you're a control freak, this may not be the right supply for you to try out. This one I really want rigid, this one in the foreground. Oh my God, these are really rough. Okay, I'm going to get a photo into the Discord. And I'm going to take some photos of the marks up close so you guys can really see the surface of it. And again, remember, this is going into the Discord in the Art Alongs channel. All right, let's take a look and see what everybody's doing. Oh, I'm getting some glare. Give me a sec. Let me move my light a little bit better. Okay, stop that camera. Oh, I think I need to move it some more. Sorry about that glare. That is an issue. That's better. Okay, that's better. Now the glare is a little bit less. Hopefully that's less distracting. So everybody knows the images are here in the Discord. And if you missed it, the color ebook is 20% off for the next hour and a half. Retail price is $25, but if you use the link in our description, it is $20 for the next hour and a half. Here you can see closer up some of the textures. See, it's just really hard. It's like so slippery. It's very difficult to get anything that looks, yeah, like look at this, super juicy. Okay, and then here is where I'm at right now. So you guys can head over to the Discord and see what's happening in there. Joe is asking, how is that different from oil pastels? Oil pastels are not oil paint. I don't know exactly what oil pastels are. Maybe somebody can look it up, but that's the main thing. Like oil pastels, you don't have to worry about gessoing your canvas. You can just use oil pastel straight on a sheet of paper. The oil sticks, these you absolutely have to treat it as if you were doing an oil painting. So you can see right now I'm using a gessoed, pre-gessoed canvas panel. But the other cool thing is if you oil paint, you can also mix oil paint into this, which I probably will at some point. Whimsy says, I tried King Art gel sticks. At first I loved them, but now I'm annoyed. They're too soft, just like oil sticks, but at least oil sticks have a lot of pigment. Yes, pigment that I've experienced so far is super intense. This is so powerful. I knew that they were going to be strong in pigment because Lauren had told me about them, but this is intense, you guys. Zerton is asking, so these are just oil paint in stick form. Yep, that's exactly what they are. Let me read what it says. R&F pigment sticks are oil paint in stick form, made with linseed oil pigment, natural waxes, no solvents or dryers. Result is an oil stick with a lipstick soft consistency. I don't know what kind of lipstick you guys are using, but I don't think it's that soft. It's like crazy, crazy soft. Oh, Joe, welcome back. I'm so glad to have you here. I understand life takes us away from certain things, and I just love the way you guys know we're here for you. Leave for a little bit, come back, leave, come back. We're going to be here. I mean, maybe if there's the apocalypse, we won't be here, but I intend on sticking around as long as I can. Yeah, if you guys want to see the Francis Bacon piece that I saw, look up Carnegie Museum of Art, Francis Bacon. It's an unusual piece. It doesn't really look like his more well-known pieces. It's very subtle. Look it up. Maybe somebody can find the name. Oh, Una, you're in Pittsburgh. Well, I'm going to be spending some time there in the near future. And I would love to hear recommendations because when I went to Pittsburgh, I could not believe how gigantic the city was. I had no idea. Seems like an incredible place. Whimsy says, love impasto, but I also love buttery smooth paintings where you can't see the brushstrokes like Georgia O'Keeffe. Yeah, I don't think I like, for me personally, I don't think I really like the super smooth stuff. I like smooth stuff with some strokes that have a little bite. I love the bite. Need to have that. Andrew says, depends on the paint. In gouache, I paint mid, but acrylic, I paint thin. Oh, that's so true. Depending on the material, sometimes you can't go thick. For example, if you go thick with gouache, gouache will actually crack on you, which is not a good thing. Food, Una. That's what I want. Food is the most important thing when it comes to visiting a new city. The Cathedral of Learning. What is that? Okay, so Henrik says oil pastels are pigment plus a non-drying oil like mineral oil. Oh, fantastic. Thank you. Oh, another good point from Zerton. Oil pastels don't dry. Absolutely true. Oil pastels, they do have a Sennelier oil pastel fixative that I tried. If you guys look up Art Prof Sennelier oil fixative, you'll find we have 2 shorts. The oil pastel drawing I had was way too thick. The fixative didn't make a huge difference, but if you're doing an oil pastel drawing and it's not too thick, I bet you anything the fixative would help. But again, it's not permanent. The nice thing about these is that technically, because this is oil paint in a stick, it will dry like oil paint, which is a huge difference when it comes to preserving the work, because really the only true way to preserve an oil pastel drawing would be to put it under glass. And most of us are not doing that most of the time. Butter, don't be embarrassed that you got your supplies off the free list. Hey, any amount we can save on art supplies just means we can buy more, right? That's why we need those free supplies. Okay, let's get back into this. Remember, link in the description if you guys want to get that color ebook for $20 instead of $25. That offer is going for the next hour and 20 minutes, and then it's over. This is your chance, everybody. You know something? I'm really curious about palette knife work on these. Let me go in. I'm finding I have to like rearrange my entire setup because I need the oil sticks to be on separate surfaces. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to put down a rag and have them sit like that, because they're just, oh, they're getting everywhere. Like they're messing up my table. And so I think I need the rag to keep them separate from each other. I'll take a quick photo of that so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But I didn't realize they were going to be this messy. And remember, that is all going into the Discord. Okay, I just want to see what happens with the palette knife if I can just push it across the surface. Let me see. Ooh, you guys, I like that. Oh, that's awesome. Oh my gosh, yes. That is the answer to my problems. You see how I can get the structure of the rocks? Because otherwise, the rocks start to feel a little bit too soft. Oh, I like this. Oh my gosh. Okay, now this I could not do with oil pastels. Oil pastels, well, I mean, I guess I could, but it wouldn't work as well because this is, oh, nice. Oh my gosh. You guys have to try this with your oil sticks. Because I was wondering, like, how am I going to create these rocks if everything is going to look this smooth? Oh, you guys, I'm happy. Ah, oh, okay. Use your palette knife. This, Okay, this is the way. For me, I know some people might like the strokes, but this is feeling great. Oh, there's a little bit of skin in there. Ah, I'm so happy. I was a little worried for a bit. And I'm not trying to be super precise about the location of the rocks. I'm approximating. I can go back in later and get more specific. But for now, this is feeling great, you guys. Oh, I like it. Isn't that cool? Tell me in the comments, do you guys like the palette knife look? Because I am. I think it looks great. Or do you think maybe it goes against what these pigment sticks can do? Like maybe I'm cheating. I don't think there's anything in art that's cheating other than plagiarism. But, you know, some people are purists. Does that annoy you? Because it kind of annoys me. You know, people are like, oh, if you use gouache to fix up some things in watercolor, you're cheating. I'm like, I'm not cheating. Come on, you guys are being annoying. Like, if something's easier to do in another material, like, why would you not use it? I added more pigment because then I could really scrape things across. Okay, this is making me like them. I was thinking before, oh, I don't know how I can make these work, but this is the way to make it work. Yes. Oh, it's so cool, you guys. I'm so happy. Okay. I'm gonna just get this off the edge. Cool. Now up here, I'm not going to do that because that's all the sky where I think it's okay to have smushy things. But up here, don't want to do that. Let's push this up a little higher. And then maybe I'll try some blending and see how they blend together. By the way, you guys, I made the mistake of checking when the Utah Arts Fellowships will be announced. And I knew that they had it somewhere on the website. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna not obsess over those things. Of course I checked it. I find out in 8 days. Ugh, I don't want to find out. I mean, anything I apply for, the assumption always is that I'm not going to get it because grants are so competitive. You never know what the judges are looking for. It's fruitless to expect that you'll get it. Basically, you always have a shot, but getting it is rarely happens. I feel lucky that I have won some grants in the past. The biggest one I won was the Massachusetts Cultural Council grant. It's like hyperventilating when I got that grant. But it's been a long time since I have tried to apply because I haven't really been doing the work that they want to see. Cool! Oh my gosh, I really like the palette knife, you guys. It's so cool. Awesome. All right, let's get some images in the Discord so you guys can see better up close what this looks like. Okay, get some detail shots because the palette knife stuff is pretty cool. Okay. if you guys go into the Discord, you will see here, this is what I've done with the oil sticks, is I just put them on a rag and kept them separate because I had them right next to each other, getting all over each other. I think this is necessary so things don't become terrible. Oh, wait, the discount code, it's inactive. Oh, hang on. I just said it. Maybe I didn't press save. Sorry. Let me just double check. Wait, did you use the link? Oh, you said you did use the link. Okay, let me double check. If not, we'll offer it at the next live stream, but apologies for that. Hang on. While we're doing that, you guys can take a look at a sample page of the color ebook. I checked it. Why is it not working? Maybe I missed a letter or something. Huh. Can anybody else try it? Because it worked for me, and I did it on an incognito window. Oh, maybe it's the wrong link. Hang on. Oh, you know what? You guys have to use the link that's at the top. Hang on. Let me delete the link that's later. Maybe that's it, Neil. Okay. You know what? I'll put it in the Discord. Hang on a sec. I think it doesn't want me to. Okay. Sorry about that. I'll put it in the Discord. And then you guys can see. Hopefully that works. If not, we'll offer the discount another time. Tracy's asking, like to buy the color ebook. Yep, $20 during the live. Yeah, it's not a code that you put in. You guys have to use the link, which has the code at the end. So I'm going to put it in the chat so you guys have it. It should work. I just checked it on an incognito window, but there's no place to put in the code. You have to use this URL, which has the code. What? It doesn't work? Thought it was me. Let me just double check. Sorry. Just give me a minute. If I can't figure it out, I'll offer the code again at some other point. Because it is possible that something didn't work. I totally changed it right before. Sorry about that. Oh, maybe it says it's scheduled. 4/22, 12 p.m. Maybe it's the wrong. Why does it say PDT? Maybe it's the wrong limit. Okay, let me just do this. And I'll just change it later. Okay, can somebody try again? Because I just changed it so it's valid for a while. Like before I had it so it would expire, but I just took that off, and then I'll take it off when the stream is over. So yes, you've got time to do that in the next little bit. But we may do this again, another live stream. So this probably will not be the last time that you will have the opportunity to get the color ebook at a discount. But just know we're not going to announce in advance, so you guys just have to watch. Working now. Okay, yay. Thank you, Tracy. Okay, so again, if you guys missed it, we know that the color ebook discount link works. You guys can get it for $20 instead of $25, and that link is in the description. I also put it into the chat. Hooray! 10K says, you should believe you're going to get it. Law of attraction. Is that how it works? Or is it magical thinking? Is that the one? I don't know what the law of attraction is. If you want to let me know. Andrew says, I like the look of them together. Yeah, it is pretty cool. having both. So Whimsy says, to seal oil pastels, I use the Sennelier fixative. Then I apply a couple coats of Mod Podge matte. It works for me. Oh, that's super smart. I've never used Mod Podge for that particular reason, but I could totally see why that would work. I don't know if Mod Podge is archival. Does anybody know? Nicole's asking, have you ever thought about going to the Helper Art Festival? I never heard of that. Nicole, if you want to explain to me what that is, I can answer your question. Oh, yay. I'm so glad, Tara and Tracy, that you guys were able to get the color ebook for 20% off. That is going to end at the end of the stream. So if you guys want to get that discount, probably have about an hour for that to be the case. But I wouldn't wait, because maybe I'll end the stream in 10 minutes. Probably not. But get it now, so that way you don't miss that discount. Okay, let's start mixing some colors, everybody. I'm going to go up here at the top. We're going to get some blue in there. Trying to see if I can get this glare to be... Oh, that's better. Oh, okay, good. Now the glare is not so bad. Okay, we're going to work at the top. Not a lot of blue up here. Oh, shoot. I need to cut the end. These are really messy. I feel like these are harder to stay clean than oil paint on a palette. I'm finding myself struggling to keep things from not going everywhere. It seems like that's just what these things want to do. So if you missed it, what I'm doing right now is I'm cutting off, there's like a skin on the outside of the oil bar. I imagine if they didn't have the skin, oh boy, these would be horrible. So I'm glad they have the skin, but got to make sure that I remember to take it off. You can use anything, but it seems to be working really well with my palette knife. So this seems like a good option for getting that skin off. Gosh, I can't imagine what it's like to manufacture these. That would be really fun to go visit an art factory. But I know a lot of the places, for good reason, don't want to share their secrets. Because I was at Gara Paint, and they said, yeah, we can't show you how the paint is actually made. That's okay, I get it. You don't want to share those secrets. Oh my God, it's everywhere. This is really hard to keep messy, keep clean. So that's the other thing, is oil pastels are not remotely as messy. Okay, let's get in some blue. I'm just going to blob it in like this. So there's a big shape here that I'm going to hold on to, and then it sort of spreads downwards. So we have these little moments in here. This is making me really wish I had some of that blending medium, because I think that would actually help. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to blend with the colors, but I'm sure it's going to mess up all the colors and make them nasty. All right, so let's do a little bit of that here with the white. You know something? I'm going to add more blue than there actually is, because I feel like it's too much white. And if I can get this to have more pockets of blue, I think it will help make things a little bit more dynamic. Oh my God, it's so, it's so nasty, you guys. Ugh. I just want to take a quick photo because this is really incredible how thick it is. Hope you guys are enjoying these tasty details. Keep posting. I already see a piece from Butter coming into the Discord. I'm just going to post in here, color ebook discount ends at the end of this stream. All right, let's use, well, first of all, I want to see if the titanium white is a lot brighter than the neutral white. I'm guessing it would be, but let's just see, because that would definitely give me more variation in the clouds. Tell me in the comments, what white do you guys use for painting? I feel like titanium white is like the default white that we get most often in various paint sets and stuff. I haven't used a lot of zinc white. Has anybody here used zinc white much? Zinc white is more transparent than titanium white. But I do really like, there's a white for oils, it's called Kremnitz white. And there's also flake white. And those are similar because they're both paints that have lead in them. So if you do use those paints, you got to be real careful that you are being safe with that stuff. Okay, so this is titanium white. Let's just see if it's brighter. Oh, whoa, it's way, wow, that is real. Okay, way different than the neutral white. Oh my gosh. Okay, wow. Okay. I'm going to brighten the whole left side. And the right side's going to be darker. So let's stick the titanium white mostly in the center. Ugh, there's like little bits of crap that are coming off the side. Just had to clean it with a rag. Yeah, okay, so this is the bright part with the titanium white. Let me turn down my camera setting. I think it's a little bit too bright. Hopefully that makes it a little easier to see. You know, I might just skip the trees on the left-hand side. They're kind of a pain, but maybe I'll put some, okay, maybe I'll do some green back there, but I might just skip the trees. I feel like I didn't leave enough space for them. Oh, wow. Okay, I do really like the neutral white, though. The neutral white is getting some really cool effects that I am excited about. So it is a good, oh my gosh, so messy. I just want to get a photo so you guys can see the difference between the titanium white and the neutral white. So if you guys look in here, a lot of detail shots for the Discord. Okay, let's do some mixing. I'm going to use the neutral white for the mixing. Yeah, this is neutral white. Okay, so let's get in here. Start blending. Oh my God. So it's so nasty. So messy. Oh my God. Ah. It's fun, but it's not really the way I work. But if you like sticky, messy, blunt, this is definitely going to work for you. Certainly, it's getting me to work in a way that I never would work typically. Oh my God, it's so swishy, you guys. Ugh. I think I'm going to try a brush. Let me just try a brush, but with no solvent. And let's see what happens. But then I might add some solvent. Okay, let's see. Oh, that's really fun, everybody. Oh, I like this. You know something, because it's oil paint, but it's not as juicy as oil paint, and it doesn't spread as quickly. It's more rigid. Oh, I like that. Okay, I think I like the brush a lot. Oh, I do. Oh, it's nice on the brush. It's like stiffer oil paint. I mean, it could just, of course, pass for just straight oil paint because that's what it is, but this is really beautiful. And I could go over this with some blue or something. Oh, that's really pretty, you guys. See, these are marks I probably would not be doing on my own. This is definitely the material that's doing that for me. Okay, so I'm going to go in and I can add more. I can really move this around to blend some more. Don't want to lose the darkness of the blue. That is really cool. I would not be painting like this, you guys. Do people like the look? Tell me in the comments. What do you think of the look of the marks? And if you want to see something that's much more up close, you guys can go into the Discord, look at the Artlong's channel, and you'll be able to see up close better what it looks like. I definitely think this is so different than just straight oil paint. It is a really different experience in that sense, but I'm enjoying it. Because, you know, sometimes oil paint is a little bit messy in that it's like juicy and it can run everywhere. And actually, let me work on the contour, this edge, so we can see better where the rocks go. That contour is pretty important. Ooh, you guys, I like this. I really like it with the brush and with the palette knife. I don't think this is something I would do 100% by itself. I think that would really bother me. Also, I'm wondering what's the dry time on these. It's probably like a really long time. These are going into the Discord. And I'll also get a full view. You guys can see the whole piece all at once. Let me take a quick glance in the Discord so you guys can see what's happening. But also, Butter, nice job on your watercolor. I love the playfulness of your marks on the right-hand side and really keeping this simple. You don't need to have a million details for things to work. All right, so everybody can see here. That is the texture of the stroke. Look, it's so thick, you guys. Crazy thick. I would never paint this thick on my own. But here's the section where I drew the white on top of the blue. Oh, and I want to show you the difference between the neutral white and the titanium white. Is it here? I can't really see very well. This is the neutral white, and then up here is the titanium white. It's very minor. You can't see it very well in the image. Okay, here's where things got crazy. Yeah, do you see what I mean? So for somebody like me, I don't have the impulse to paint like this, but this made it easy for me to paint like this, and that's a big difference. Like, that's really cool texture, you guys. And then look at the difference. So this is all brushwork, and this is all palette knife, so I am able to get very different types of textures. That is pretty cool. Do people like those textures, or does it look messy? I happen to really like it. Okay, so here's where the piece stands right now. You can see I'm keeping those 3 trees. The other trees I said goodbye to, but that is really fun. Edie is asking, how archival are oil stick paints? They're literally oil paint. And so they're archival because oil paints are archival. The important thing is because it's oil paint, you do have to have a primed surface. So you don't want to use the oil sticks on, let's just say, a piece of paper, because ultimately the oil paint will eat through that paper and it will not be archival. So as long as you're gessoing it and using some kind of surface like that, you will be just fine. Basically, all the rules of oil paint go with the pigment sticks. Tara says that texture is amazing. Neil wants to see me layer the blue over the Tookie red. I'm getting there. Okay, so Nicole's following up. There's an arts festival, Helper Utah, every year, pretty big artist community. And Help is a small old coal town outside of Price Canyon. Oh, I didn't know about that. Well, that's really cute. Thanks for letting me know about that. Okay, let's get back into this. Remember that color ebook discount, it's going away at the end of this stream. I would not wait. I would go and do it now. Well, it's still happening. Okay, I do want to get, before I add some highlights in here, I definitely need green because that's the color that I'm really missing right now in the piece. Oh, I should try some of this, the turkey umber greenish. But before I do that, I want to put in, what is this? Cadmium green pale. Same thing, I have to get rid of the skin. You definitely need a lot of rags for this, everybody. I feel like this is way messier than oil painting. So here again, I'm just removing the skin. Okay, who's going to the art store after the stream? Have we convinced you to try these pigment sticks? I will say they're not cheap, but they're very good quality paints. They're expensive for good reason. Sometimes I see things in the art store and I'm like, are you serious? You want me to pay that? Some things are worth the price, other things are not, and it depends on your needs and what you're using it for. But paints are something I don't tend to skimp on if I can. Paper as well. Tell me in the comments, what are some art supplies you don't mind spending quite a bit of money on, if you can. I know not everybody can. But yeah, I won't skimp on paper because that is so make or break when it comes to especially things like watercolor. Like watercolor is just so awful when it's on terrible paper. I pretty much always need to have that. Okay, so I'm taking away that banner. That way you guys can see better what's going on. Okay, this green is pretty pale. I'm going to have to be a little selective about where I put it. It is in so many spots, though. The only place where I see it really prominent, I guess, would be like here. There's quite a bit. But I want this to have a very different texture because this is not the rock. This is like cute little smushy pockets of green. There basically is green separating almost every rock that we're seeing in here. I feel like the turkey umber will be really nice to get some value in here. Assuming that it really is a brown. I don't know. It looks very black to me, but I could be totally wrong about that. Oh, here's a big area. So over here. We're going to just do a giant patch because I think with grass, it is very easy to get overwhelmed and start feeling like you have to put it everywhere. The other thing, you guys, this is fast. This is a material that you almost can't use it slow because it's so wet, which I know for some people you might really like that. I happen to really like it. It really does glide. Yeah, I really want to pull out, there's this one big one. So I'm going to just put a lot of green on the contour. Oh man, this is gross. Let me adjust my camera. I think it's a little bit too bright. I think that's better. Yeah, like back here is just so many spots of green. But again, like this is the main thing. Like this is what I'm relying on over here. Yeah, it's like the green divides the space for me. It's pretty cool. I'm really glad I chose this photo. This is one I shot at a place in Utah. It's called Secret Lake. And it's weird because secret is spelled with a C. And the funny thing about it, you guys, I'm so dumb. So we were hiking to Secret Lake, and I knew we were going to Secret Lake. I knew the name. And so you hike a lot to get there. And we get to the top, and it is very dramatic. Like when you get to the top, it's like, boom, this incredible lake just opens up. It looks extraordinary. But for some reason, I couldn't process that we were going to a lake. And so we get to the top, and I'm like, there's a lake here? Like, I just like couldn't understand this concept. Yeah, that was super dumb. My family still makes fun of me about that. Do you guys like the green? It's really the wrong color for what I want. It has a lot more blue in it, but I'll take it for now. Because I could go in with oil painting and fix stuff. Okay, this I think I'm going to do with a brush. I'm just going to go in and I'm not going to clean my brush, but I am going to wipe it off. Sometimes that is enough. And the strokes I'm going to do up and down because that is largely the direction that they're going in. Ooh. Okay, this is really funny, you guys. It's cool because it's painting, but it's like painting where you have more control and it's faster. I could definitely see myself using this if I wanted to make something that was impasto and have way more control. Because with oil paint, I feel like if I did this in oil paint, it would smush too much. But because this is like almost a paste that you're painting with, there's just a lot more control over how the strokes play out. So right now, I'm just trying to get rid of the canvas. This is fun. I like this. See, this is the type of thing I would always tell myself, oh, you don't have time to do that. But because we're doing on the live, I get the reason to do all this. And by the way, everybody, if you have an art supply you would like me to try, you can send it to me. You can see in the description, I do have an Amazon wish list listed, but if there's a supply that's not on there, you can just tell me in the Discord, tell us on social media, leave a comment, and I'm happy to add it. Because you know something, Zertin, I think it was you. I can't remember if your Discord name is the same. But anyway, Zertin, who's here in the chat, I believe, sent me the Paul Rubens oil pastels, which I'm excited to try. And I'm so confused, everybody, because you know Peter Paul Rubens, the Renaissance guy? I thought the oil pastels were like named after him. So when I get them, they just say Paul Rubens. I was like, are they trying to use Peter Paul Rubens, but they couldn't get permission or something? I was just very curious about that. That is super fun, you guys. Oh, yes! I'm going to take some more progress shots so you guys can see what this looks like. You guys will really like seeing how the green interacts with the red color. Okay, let's take a look at what people are saying in the chat. If you missed it, the color ebook is 20% off during this stream. The offer ends at the end of this stream. The link is in the description. Retail price is $25, but you guys can get it for $20. When the stream ends, offer ends. Thea's asking, must be green gold or PY 129. Let me see if it's on the thing. It should have the number. Oh my God, I can't read. PY 37, CP cadmium sulfide, PG 18, hydrated chromium oxide. Is that the one you mentioned? No. I'll take a photo of this so you guys can see. If you don't know what we're talking about universal pigment numbers, and you will find those on every single oil paint or acrylic. Doesn't have to be oil. But here, I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. Here you can see, so PY 37, PG 18. So this is in the Discord. It's in the Art Alongs channel if you guys want to take a look at that. And let's look at some of the close-ups. Yes. Here's where I am right now. Oh, there's a lot of glare on that picture. But isn't that fun, you guys? So some of this is brushwork. But like this area is just the straight pigment stick. It is much easier to control than oil paint because it is thicker, it's stiffer than what you would get in an oil paint tube. Yes, it was certain. Thank you for sending me those Paul Rubens oil pastels. And if you want to send me something that you'd like to see in a stream, everybody, just go down to the description, look for Amazon wish list. You will find that there. And let me know if there's something that's not on the wish list that you would like me to try. Parvi says, love how this is looking so far. The texture is so expressive. Yeah, I'm not the type of person who uses texture expressively, which is why this is a really interesting experiment, because my natural tendency is not to make paint thick and have all these juicy moments where things are swirling. That's not my first impulse. but it is really nice how easy the pigment sticks made that for me. I feel like they just did that on their own, which is nice. When a material just does its own thing, I felt like I didn't have to work that hard. Yeah, sorry. Unfortunately, the screens don't get really accurate colors, which is why I'm going to suggest to all of you, if you do want to see the more accurate colors, I would definitely come up here. Oh, and Butter says, still struggling to remember which blues I like in skies. Oh, but these are such beautiful bleeds, Butter. I love that. And then this like super rich burnt sienna. Remember, everybody, if you work with me during the stream, I'll give you a shout out. And by the way, let's give some other people a shout out. For example, in the 2500 challenge, we can see Henriette working on the challenge. I always love to come in here and see people's progress. Or in the Art Dares channel, some really, really fun things that people are working on in terms of paper cuts. So much wonderful conversation, everybody getting ideas from each other. And we also have, wow, you guys are really hanging out. It's fantastic. This is Aeneas the Fool. Oh, I really like the tissue paper. Yeah, like this green is very mild. This is one of the best ways to learn, everybody, is within a group. When you can be there and support each other, the best place to really be doing that is in Art Club. Art Club is a section of our Discord server. You get lots of attention from staff. I provide audio critiques, and it's a much smaller group of artists, which makes it much easier to get to know each other. Raise your hand if you're in Art Club. You don't have to have been in it right now, but maybe at some point you've been in Art Club. Just raise your hand. Just write me. This is from Marie doing a beautiful felt piece on a mother and child. And we also have Neil, butterfly costume. Oh, wow. That's amazing, Neil. Oh, my God. So fun to see that. And then also, everybody, we've got our show and tell channel. Leah did some cats. Oh, my God. I love that cat. Leah, I think you're in the chat right now. And this is something I do in the Discord. We call it My Art Prof Bad, where you post a bad piece of art. I'm sure we all have plenty of that. That is my blob of a cat. We also have something from Felly, watercolor on paper. See, this is such a great place, everybody, to get inspiration. You just get to see so many things. Okay, let's get back into this. I don't know how to say your name. Just got here. How long will you stream? Probably another 20, 30 minutes, maybe. Depends. But again, if you guys want that color ebook discount, get it now, because you don't know exactly when the live stream is going to end. Link is in the description for that color ebook. Okay, I want to get in. Let's try this color here. This is turkey umber greenish. And you know something else I just noticed, everybody? My green is absolutely disgusting. I would recommend having some rags so you can come in here and clean that off. Oh, that worked really well, actually. Yeah, so now it's nice and clean again. Same thing. Oh, God, the white is disgusting. Okay, so I would take that and wipe that off. And I'm going to do the same thing because I am going to start adding some of the highlights in the rocks. Yeah, ooh. Have to imagine these must take a really long time to dry. I'm just going to take a cleaning break. Get rid of all this crap. Okay, let's try the turkey umber green. I need to get rid of the skin first. I'm trying hard not to waste it. Putting things down. By the way, what artists are you guys looking at lately? Because I was reading a really long New Yorker article yesterday. It was about Nicole Eisenman. People know Nicole Eisenman's work. She's internationally known. She won a Guggenheim, won a MacArthur Foundation grant. Pretty much creme de la creme. But I really admire her work because she's known for being a figurative painter, but she's done a lot of printmaking and also a lot of sculpture. And it's really cool to see that because a lot of painters are not versatile in those media the way that she is. Oh, wait, there's still some skin at the top. Get rid of that. But it was great reading about her practice. And she did this incredible piece at the Whitney Biennial that I just love. It's a huge painting. It's like a mural. Guys can look it up. And let me put her name into the chat because maybe people don't know how to spell it. Okay. Nicole Eisenman. Okay, we're going to get in. Let me zoom in a little. Maybe help you guys see the texture a little better. By the way, everybody, I did notice these oil bars, they're stinky, way stinkier than oil paint. So if you are sensitive to smells, this is probably not a good material for you to be working in. Yeah, drop some names in the chat. That's the other cool thing is it's oftentimes very difficult to look up artists. But when you get a recommendation from somebody, it's fantastic. Oh, it's very green. Okay. I was thinking maybe it would look very brown, but it's very, very green, which is perfect. That's exactly what I need here. Because I don't really have any value right now. And this is going to help me punch that up quite a bit more. There are all these like marks here. And for that area on the rock, I'm going to come in with the palette knife again because I need that structure. I want to make sure this has that same rigidity that was in the other spots. Okay, let's go back to more of that turkey umber. See, this is really nasty, everybody. Oh, seems like I'm going to have to really be cleaning these a lot if I want the colors to stay pure. I'm going to try not to put this everywhere. I feel like this could quickly get really disgusting if I do that. I'm going to try to put more of it down here at the bottom. Ah! Stop moving. Because there's one here that's this one dark patch. Because the thing about this, I mean, it's oil paint. I could always add more later on, but I prefer not to be adding too much if I can help it. It is a beautiful green. I am really enjoying this green. I'm not going to put as much back here because I want my atmospheric perspective helping me out. Oh, there's one here that's like very large. Let's get that really anchored well. Do you guys like this green? It's cool. It's very intense. Super bright pigment. I mean, not bright, but like really beautiful. Up here, I'm going to do shorter strokes because there is stuff back here, but I don't want it to be so prominent. That's fun. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit more palette knife work. Because there's some spots where the green goes right up against the edge of the rock. Because there's other areas where the green is like very fluffy, but I need this to help define the rigidity of the rocks. Remember, everybody, if you have a question, put it into the chat. It's helpful to me if you write question in all caps. That makes it a little easier for me to see your question. And if I miss it, you are welcome to post it again. Yeah, like here, I really need the edge of the rock. Oh, that's a nice division. Okay, I like that. It's a nice chunk of green. Down here, I'm going to get pretty dark. I'm just trying to think in my head, just like how I want to organize things. Yeah, so this will be brighter. Okay, down here, let's make this all messy and gross. Super neutral. And here I'm just trying to, again, get that rigidity of the edge. This is super fun. Like, this is not how I typically paint, but I'm having a good time. I'm also looking at shape. For example, this is like a nice big shape. And then we have this one in the middle. Oh, and down here there's some, but I don't want it to be so dark. I do love the palette knife, you guys. Okay, so does this count as Impressionism? Do you guys think I'm doing it? Or do you think I need to do something else? Like, am I not living up? I mean, I'm not saying my work has to be as good as theirs, but does it have an impressionistic feel to you? Or do I need to do something different to make it look more convincingly impressionistic? I think this got too big. I'm going to add some green. I think it's just too large. Yeah, that's better. Okay, I'm going to do some brushy stuff in a minute. Oh, but you know, I need some highlights on the turkey red. It is fun. It's super loose, you guys. If you guys just joined, that color ebook is 20% off during this stream. After the stream, that discount goes away. We may do it again, but you don't know. Get that color ebook now. It'll be $20 instead of $25. I'm just picking up more green. Like especially back here. I'm going to do that thing that Monet did where he had like smaller strokes in the back. And then he had like the big chunks in the foreground. So these are shorter strokes. I'm putting back here. And then like the bigger strokes are in the front. Like this nice big chunk of green. I feel like, I'm trying to look at the shape of things. But I'm wondering if over here I should make the strokes like longer. And I'll have the short strokes over here, but then we'll keep these strokes over here so they have a little bit more of that surface. What do you guys think? Tell me in the comments. How's it looking so far? Okay, we're going to get some photos into the Discord. I think you guys are going to like the textures. They're pretty cool. I'm just glad that the palette knife really made it possible for me to get structure. That's the thing I was most worried about, but it doesn't seem to be an issue right now. And it looks like we've got something from Una in the Discord. Let's take a look. Because remember, everybody, you can share what you make during the stream, and I'll give you a shout out. It's in this channel, Art Alongs. You guys come here. This is also where I'm posting a lot of the images. Oh, this one's out of focus. So Una says, this is a gouache painting. Oh, wow. Look at all that color variation. That is, and that green really gets that purple to pop. Great job, Una. And remember, if anybody wants to know what art supplies I am using, the supply list and the reference photos are in the description below. Constance is asking, are oil sticks pure oil and pigment, so when they dry, eventually, as opposed to oil pastels? Yes, it's literally oil paint in a stick, so it will dry entirely. Yeah, I don't know exactly what it is about oil pastels that makes them not dry entirely. Somebody mentioned earlier, I think it was Henrik in the chat, about what they were. So I don't remember what it was, but certainly they are very different. Question from, sorry, I don't know how to say your symbol. How is it compared to water mixable oils, oil pastel, and traditional oil paint? Asking from an oil paint beginner. It definitely is very slippery, but it's not juicy. It's sort of like drawing with a soft stick of butter, so that when you put the paint down, and because it's in a stick form, it doesn't like flow as much. But if you want texture, you want impasto, this is the way to go. It's easier to control. I think with oil paint, it's easy for things to get muddy really fast because these are a little bit more pasty. They stay on the surface. So when you put them down, they don't like drip or anything. They're nice and solid. in that way. Tara says the pigment sticks smell similar to oil paint, though not as strong, because they're usually mixed with wax. That's it. They're stinky, you guys. I opened them yesterday and I was like, oh, I've got windows open, so that is definitely helping. But if you're sensitive to smells, this is not a good material for you. It doesn't smell like oil paint. It's different. I feel like oil paint, at least the ones I've used, don't really have an odor. I feel like the odor usually comes from the safflower oil, or actually, no, the safflower oil doesn't really have an odor. I guess I'm talking about like Gamsol, or if you're using traditional oil medium. Okay, I take that back. Sorry. Oh my gosh, several months? That is nuts, Tara. I feel like that's way longer than oil paint. I wonder if that's because they're mixed with wax. Rainbow says Jim Musil, don't know if I said that right, landscape artist with bold color choices, trying to learn landscapes. Awesome. Well, hopefully we are helping you get started. And remember, everybody, if you have not checked our website, visit artprof.org. There's so much content on our website, which is not available on YouTube. Go there, type what you want into the search bar. That is the quickest way to find what you want. Or you can certainly browse around, but I use the search bar. So if I'm using the search bar, you guys probably need it as well. You could use some plein air constants, but they're really messy. Like, I don't like being messy when I paint plein air, but other people might feel differently. Oh, Tara says Turkey in color names refers to colors that were common in Turkish fabrics. Oh, fantastic. Thank you for, because I was like, what is this turkey? Like, I thought it meant like Turkey the bird. I was like, oh, are the colors from turkeys, the birds? Leah's been looking at Ray Donley, figurative painter. He has a dark palette, which I always gravitate towards. Me too. I'm really into that. Well, I hope that's the color ebook that you got, Tracy. I think this is a compliment for us. Correct me if I'm wrong. Looks so good. Can't wait to go through it nice and slow. If you guys want to see a preview of the color ebook, here is, you can see the table of contents, and the layout for the pages is like the one on the left. And what we've worked very hard to do in the color ebook is to talk about color from our own personal experiences and stories. Certainly the core concepts, fundamentals of color are all in there, but we really wanted to write a book that felt more conversational. So it wasn't dry. It didn't feel like it was all about charts. Charts are helpful, but they're not everything. That's for sure. Constance says, I'm on YouTube. Can I share a drawing here? Unfortunately, you cannot. What you can do, if you guys are in the Discord, you can see Una shared a gouache painting, and I love giving you guys a shout out. So if you come to the Discord, but YouTube chat doesn't have the option for you guys to share an image. Wait, you can hear the birds? Really? I guess my mic is really good. Oh, good. I hope it's not a distraction. If it is, you guys can tell me. I can close the window. Ha! Harvey says, just bought the color guide. Love the layout so far. It's very Art Prof coded. What does that mean? Maybe that it looks like Tinker Toy colors and things. I just want it to look cute. I thought that would be more fun than those super academic images that we see usually in those color books, those really academic ones. Joe's asking, will the ebook be printed? I don't know if I said it right. You know, physical book. I've had a couple people ask us about that. If we get a lot of people asking, we may try it at some point. in the immediate future, like right now, it's not something that's on my plate. I have too many other things going on. But if enough of you bother us about getting a physical copy, we may decide that it's worth our time. Well, I like this point from Una. I had to bring in the quote wrong colors to get the vivid feel plus the right notes. Well, this is something we talk about a lot in the ebook, is about color matching and how we think color matching is not as important as people think it is. We explain why in the ebook. Oh, sorry, why is this crap showing up? Apologies for that. But yeah, it's oftentimes the colors that are not the expected ones that look great. I mean, I'm really just using the colors I have. RNF makes all kinds of colors, but sometimes it's nice to have a limited palette. Oh, good. See, we've gotten an endorsement from Constance. So glad you guys are enjoying that. Because in the beginning, this is so dumb. When we decided to start doing ebooks, I said to the staff, oh yeah, let's do one a month. I'm like, okay, 6 months later, here comes the ebook. So it took way longer than I wanted it to, but I'm very proud of the work that we did. And the fact that you guys get to hear 7 different voices within the same book, I think that is very different than when you're reading a book that's just one person's point of view. Silvana says, bought the color guide. Really love your work from what I saw so far from the book. It's going to be great fun to work with it. Thank you so much for all the materials you provide. Well, I'm so glad that you are enjoying that, Silvana. And guess what, you guys? This stream is not going that much longer. So if you want this discount, get it now. The link is in the description, because after the live stream, that is going to end. Okay, let's get back into this. I want to get, oh, you know what? I haven't used Naples Yellow. Okay, we have to use Naples Yellow, everybody. I'm very excited. This is going to bring back the rocks. I think the rocks, for good reason, got really lost. This is going to bring back a lot of the highlights in the rocks. Oh man, that's nasty, you guys. Oh, it's so gross. I mean, I could see very quickly how muddy this would get, because it already is. Oh my God. These are so messy, you guys. Really, if you don't like a mess, don't use these. Oh, they're really, really bad. Ugh. It's all over my fingers. Hang on. To get this off. That's really bugging me. I am wearing that barrier cream, but I don't like having chunks on here. And the barrier cream, in case you missed it, this is Winsor Newton Art Guard, and I'm going to put a little more on because I already wiped some of it off. It just makes it easier for you to wash your hands later. Keeps the oil paint off the surface. Okay. See, now the challenge is that the piece has gotten really full and messy. And I feel like this might be, oh my God, that's so disgusting. If I put more pressure, it definitely does a better job, but it's getting so disgusting. This is probably the point where I would want to go in and start adding oil paint. Oh my God, it's everywhere. Yuck. So I guess this is, again, another thing where I just have to come in and clean it. Otherwise, it gets super gross. By the way, tell me in the comments, do you want to see me finish this? Because I have this habit of starting a lot of drawings. Because, you know, I'm still working on that cherry painting, which I know must seem absurd to a lot of you, but I really want to show you just how long some of these things can take. And I hope there's a good takeaway for all of you there. I mean, I started in December, you guys. Granted, I haven't been working on it all the time, but I'm trying to do at least one stream per month on some of the oil paintings. And it's still like, oh, not even close. I feel like the tree painting I did from the marathon, that one is getting there. Not entirely, but it's much closer than the cherry painting, I think. Doing smaller strokes because I want to keep that nice and dark. I'm pressing harder, so that way I can push things, but ugh, it's kind of nasty, you guys. I'm going to put the bright rocks here in the foreground. That one I'm going to leave kind of dark. And then this will make it a little easier. I'm glad I looked at that Monet painting. Let's make this one a lot bigger because I think I'm taking away from him the length of his strokes, because some of the strokes I want them to be short and some of the other ones I want to keep them longer. So again, in the back, I'm making the strokes a lot smaller. It looks kind of like a Van Gogh painting. Do you guys think? Like the planes? I wasn't trying to make it look like Van Gogh, but a little bit. Do people see that, or am I just seeing things? Okay, I do want to go in with the turkey red, and I just want to blend a couple things and bring some of it back. Some of the turkey red disappeared. Yeah, at this stage, you guys, I have to clean it every 2 minutes. So messy. I feel like back here I added too much green. So I'm going to just do another pass with the turkey red. Yeah, because there's like some pretty big chunky rocks back there. Like this one I lost. Let's bring it back. But I am finding it easy to organize. Like I think for some people they might really enjoy using this because it's easier to control than when you have like thick, wet oil paint on everything. I'm just looking for pockets of where I can add more of that. Oh, that's fun, you guys. Oh, I'm happy. I didn't think I was going to like these that much, but I really do. Okay, I do want to put a little bit of blue in here, like especially up here, there's this sort of blue tint. That's in the rock. And up here too, little touches of blue. Not that much though. I'm purposefully putting the blue in multiple areas so it doesn't feel like it's just stuck into one spot. Let's pull in more of that turkey brown. Because I want to blend it a little with the blue back here. Okay, let's do some palette knife work. Because I want to bring back some of these rocks. Oh my god, this is so messy. Ugh, yuck. Nasty. Okay, let's go in for these rocks. I'm going to do smaller strokes this time. Although this one's going to be like one big plane. Oh yeah, I like this rock. And then I think after this, I need to bring the grass back because the grass sort of disappeared. Oh, I need more Naples yellow. There's one big rock back here. I think I lost it. It's very nice to just pull out those planes. This is one I really wanted to. It's like mixing on the canvas. It's pretty fun. Yeah, like this is one I really want to emphasize the contour of it. Oh, and actually, I think I want some division here. It feels like it's all merging. Like this really is its own separate rock. So I'm going to pull this one up a little higher. If you press down harder, you can get a fresher stroke, but it's still not so easy. So messy. Oh my god. Yeah, if you don't like mess, don't use these. They're really, really nuts. Down here, these are like these smaller little bits. So the idea is that you have some moments of clarity. Oh, I didn't put in the trees, you guys. That was dumb. I should have done the trees a lot sooner. All right, let's do the trees. I think I'm going to use a little bit of the, what is this? Turkey umber greenish. And you know something? I'm going to make the top one taller than the others just because. Okay, that's definitely impressionistic trees, you guys, right? I was sort of worried that I wouldn't be able to do the Impressionism because it's not my typical thing, but I think I did okay. I'm going to put a lot more blue in the back. So I'm just going to go like in between. Let's do a lot of blue on the right-hand side. I feel like it was too much white before. Oh, that's so gross. Yuck. Ew. That's really nasty, you guys. And we'll add a little bit of the cadmium green pale. So we get some highlights on the trees. Like, does this one on the right, does that even like count as a tree? But I think it does. If we're talking about Impressionism, that's really what it's all about. I'm going to do a little bit of paint up here Actually, let me take a in progress photo so you guys can see. Oh my God, it's everywhere. All right, so we'll get a close up of all of these areas. And I just want you guys to see the tree before I do stuff to that. Oh, sorry, I should have zoomed out so you guys can see the trees better. Sorry about that. A little more. Okay, that's better. Sorry, I didn't realize my camera was there. Just going into the Discord. Okay, a little bit of brushwork, not very much. Just so I can break up some of the strokes. And this also extends them out. Ew. Need more of that turkey brown, turkey green. Bring back some of the structure of the it's a total blobby mess. Let me add a little bit of white in between. Maybe some neutral white. Actually, I think titanium would be better. So I get better contrast. Although this is, oh my God, it's so messy, you guys. It might be beyond the point of return. Maybe if I simplify some of the strokes in here, that might help. Oh, we're going to say goodbye to this tree. I'm just going to paint over it. Okay, I think I'm going to do a pass with the green. I just wanted to make it a little puffier, a couple spots. So some shorter strokes like this. And then we can see better the squishiness, the directional movement of the grass. I like this. I like that I didn't do a ton of brush work. It really is a very different experience than just starting with oil paint, which I enjoy it a lot. I think it's really fantastic. Okay. Let's see what people are saying. Oh, yes, Anna. Anybody who wants to paint thin and neat, don't use these. These are fantastic if you want to embrace the texture of the surface. And I think it's a good experience. Like if you are somebody who paints very smooth, give this a shot, because this is not the way I personally want to paint, but it's helping me. It's helping me think about other elements. Like, for example, using the palette knife. It makes me want to paint with my palette knife more. And it also is getting me thinking about Impressionism, because we're doing an Impressionistic painting workshop. And yes, there are spots open for that. That's in 2 weeks. And I was like, wow, if I'm going to teach a workshop on Impressionistic painting, I better get into it more. And so this was a good warm-up for that workshop. Trust me, I do know what I'm teaching. It's just nice to have right before you teach something to brush up on things that you know, but maybe haven't spent a lot of time with. Quinius says there is a landscape painter that is very popular down here named Ping Zhang that uses almost exclusively oil on paper. Yeah, you just have to make sure if you put oil on paper that you gesso it or have some kind of primer, because otherwise paper will definitely disintegrate over time. Oh, oil sticks on paper. Okay, got it. June says, no way, an expert painter. Maybe you have the right to say this. Oh, you do. But that cherry painting is so beautiful. It would be such a shame if you didn't finish it. Yeah, the cherry painting, I think, out of the 3 painting marathon pieces, that's the one I'm really excited about. The figure one, I think I didn't get far enough yet to get excited. It still needs a lot of work. I am happy with the tree painting, but the cherry one, I think, is really exploring some of the elements with oil painting that I feel I haven't really done so much in the past. This person says, starting to see the picture come together. It's kind of flat in terms of atmospheric perspective, but I don't think it's wrong in Impressionism to have it be flat. Oh yeah, that would take some time. Like I'd have to actually go in with oil paint to fix that up. Right now, I err on things being too clear, because then later on, I can go in and smear things all around and make things softer. I prefer for things to be a little bit harsher in their edges, and then to soften that up. If I start soft, I can't do it. Depends on the person. Maybe some people can pull structure out of something that's soft, but I know that I have a really hard time doing that. Sorry, move get my mic over here. Maybe this will, nah, I'm not going to move it right now. I think it'll be a pain. Okay. Charles says, the colors all being the same value is diminishing depth. You're a braver soul than I. The thing about doing these streams is I don't have time to second guess myself. I just have to do it, which I think sometimes is very helpful. If I was just working on my own, I think, oh, wait, I gotta fix one thing. This is bothering me. I just saw this one thing that I don't like. I forgot to go in with the palette knife to smear some of this out. That's going to bother me. Let's just do that. Yeah, that's a lot better. Because I wanted that, like, muddiness. Does anybody else do this? Where you're like, I'm kind of done. And then you realize, no, I am not done. Remember, everybody, I'm going to go through some comments, but that discount on the color ebook is ending when the stream ends. So if you want to get the ebook for $20 instead of $25, go down to the description. There is a link there so you can get it for $20. That is ending when this stream ends. We also have, well, I'm so glad you got the ebook. It's a lot more approachable presented than the vast majority of art books. Well, what we didn't want was for it to be academic and dry. And a lot of color books are like that. It's a lot of charts and all this dry abstraction. And we try to really talk about it in terms of our own experiences. Like Mia talks about these 2 houses that are across the street from her and how she's always looking at color in relation to those 2 houses. Selena says, I hate mess on my person, so I won't be trying these. Don't. They're so much messier than oil paints because they're just getting everywhere. Yeah, I sometimes use gloves because then I feel a little more free. But the thing is, it's like I like the brush. I like it right up against my hand. All right, Tracy. Well, you may have convinced me to work on this painting. Silvana says the same thing. Oh, good. It's not my imagination. Uma and Salinas. I see Van Gogh. Zerton says needs more stippling. Yeah, the piece is so muddy right now that I think I can't really do much more. Although Tara's saying that it takes months to dry, so maybe I can't wait for that. Maybe I have to go in with some oil paint to do that. Zertin says, how do you store these things when you're done using them to prevent the stick from drying out? I don't think they dry out. Maybe somebody here knows, but since it's oil paint, I can't see that that would be the case. I can tell you I'm not storing them in my studio. I'll probably like put them somewhere else because they are quite stinky. And another thing, let's take a look at this cord. We have a bunch of people. Oh, yes, the greens are a world apart. Yeah, does everybody see this? You'll get much better color if you guys come in here and look at the work. You'll see the color is a lot more accurate because the live stream is just compromised. Oh, I gotta delete that one. Okay, and then this is where it stands right now. This is from Duke of Dirty, just working on this guy. Oil, cold wax, and a little oil stick in there. I'm sad that I didn't get to the cold wax, but I think that's something I definitely would want to try. And Butter says, missed watercolor. Nice to be back on the horse. Needed the art along to get motivated today. Yes, well, a lot of people really like the art alongs because this is an opportunity, a set time for you to do your work. Do people feel that's helpful to have a time set aside that, okay, that's the time when I do my work? Because if you guys are liking that, I highly recommend that you join Art Club, because Art Club has open studio sessions at the same time every week. And guess what? There are 3 sessions now every week because Uma is running sessions on Sunday. Even better, 3 times during the week when you can work and be held accountable. Yes, I am starting one. Although that's why I've been so careful about wiping my fingers with the rag, because I don't want to get on everything, and also my phone especially. Okay, so Anna says if you want to preserve oil sticks, just put a little plastic wrap over the top or put them in sandwich bags. Cool. Well, thank you so much for that tip, Anna. That really saved me quite a bit of time in terms of figuring out what to do. Okay, everybody, it's your last warning. If you want to get that color ebook, 20% off, get it for $20 instead of $25, you better get to that link, because guess what? I'm going to tell you guys a couple more things, like to join Art Club, because this is a small group. It's really fun. You get lots of access with staff. You can chat on voice with myself, Jordan, Lauren, and Deepti. And that's really where you'll get a lot of personal attention. We really know each other. I have people in Art Club. I've been working with them for years at this point. A lot of us have met up in person. And so I recommend trying Art Club. Link is in the description. There are 2 tiers, $30 and $60. For varying degrees of interaction with staff. Art Club is the program I'm most proud of that we have created. It's very exciting. It's something that I think we've worked hard to develop and are so happy to provide all of you guys that opportunity. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.